What is up, everyone? My name is Pastor Susie, and I'm compiling a list of Christian streamers on Twitch. And since making this post, it has got a lot of attention. And in this video, I want to clear up some misconceptions that are going around revolving it. One, people are saying that I am lying and have never talked to Dan Clancy. Two, that I am pretending this form was made by Twitch and not by me. Three, that I'll be selling this information to Twitch. Four, that I'm pushing for Twitch Unity guilds, even though I've already been told no. And five, Susie, if you want to prove your innocence, why won't you just share the DMs with Dan Clancy? Number one, have I ever talked to Dan Clancy? Had a really cool opportunity at TwitchCon to be a part of a partnered streamers Q&A where I got to publicly ask Dan Clancy this question. So my question is, have you put any thought to maybe offering religions or faith-based communities some of the inclusivity or support you're offering to other communities, maybe like Twitch ambassadors or religious category or anything at all? Is there anything maybe?
By the way, I think that's a great idea because, again, we're looking for any type of community.
I'll post the full video below in the comments if you guys want to check that there. Of course, I was able to have that public conversation with Dan. And then after people lined up one-on-one to simply just talk with Dan further, I did as well. I got to have a one-on-one conversation with him. There was other people there. They got to see it. Where really we just continued along the same lines of that conversation. He then was gracious enough to share with me his contact information and told me to reach out to him after TwitchCon to see if there was anything we could do and continue the conversation further. I then followed up when I got home from TwitchCon. He then asked me if I could compile a list of names of other Christian streamers before they would ever even consider doing anything. And that is simply what I'm doing now. Dan has made me no promises that anything will actually happen for Christian streamers on Twitch, has made me no promises that any of my ideas will actually come to pass. I simply asked a question. He wants to explore a next step, gave me the task of getting some names. That's simply what I'm doing now. It's also come up that this has gotten so much traction that Twitter has actually added a community note, and the note states, no official statement has been made by Twitch nor the CEO in regards to collecting data for future projects, i.e. religious guilds, groups, etc. This is true. I never stated that there was an official statement from Twitch. I just stated that I had a conversation with Dan. He gave me a next step, and now I am fulfilling the next step. Next comment people are making is that I am pretending this form is directly from Twitch. That is indeed false. I've never stated that Twitch made this. I actually stated that I made this, posted on my Twitter as per request of Dan Clancy. I will say this, though, that when I first posted this, I did get some feedback in the comments of people stating like, hey, Susie, it kind of maybe gives appearance that it was made by Twitch, so you may just want to clarify that it wasn't. I said, hey, that's great feedback. And then I went and added this. This form is not hosted by Twitch staff. It is hosted by me, Pastor Susie. I will be submitting the results of this form minus the emails for them to review. So I am not pretending that this was made by Twitch. I have clearly stated that it is made by me. Number three, the implication that I am selling this information to Twitch. First and foremost, what information is actually even being asked on this form? Email, Twitch URL, talking about your experience as a Christian on Twitch, how long you've been streaming, and how many days or hours a week do you stream. First and foremost, let's talk about emails. The reason I have actually put emails on this is for a few reasons, but the biggest one is really so that if Dan were to ask me to compile more information, I would have a direct line of communication with the people who out of their free will chose to actually enter in on this. And that is also stated right here as well. Please enter your email below so I can keep you all updated on our progress and any future information I may need to provide you from Twitch. So if there was an additional next step, rather than me making another tweet, hoping that the people that filled out this form saw, which is very unlikely, I have a direct line of access. I do not plan on giving Twitch the emails, nor do I plan on using these emails for anything other than what is listed here. Also, I do not need to provide these Twitch emails to Twitch because when you actually made your Twitch account, you were required to enter in an email address. Therefore, I do not need to provide Twitch with your emails because they already have it. Number four is the concept of Twitch guilds, that I am pushing for Twitch guilds, even though I would have been told no. I had a really great opportunity to actually go to a Q&A from all four of the guild leaders. They did a great job. It was a great presentation. I got to learn more about guilds. I really didn't know much of what it was. And so in that, I had the idea, and I did present the question of like, hey, is there maybe an opportunity to have one about for Christians? They were very clear with me that, we have never considered that, but right now our effort is really expanding on the guilds we have now before we think about doing more. I then, after that, actually had the chance to get off stage. Well, I wasn't on stage. They were on stage and talk with one of the guild leaders. Had a great conversation. They were super kind. Again, just like with Dan Clancy, just elaborated just a little bit more, but was given the same, which I thought was a very fair response. We have a focus. We're kind of in that lane, but they were gracious enough to share with me their information and said, send me a follow-up message and we'll see if there's anything we could do. Again, no promises made. I asked the question and ultimately the answer might be no, and I would be okay with that. But then unfortunately, one of the guild leaders took it upon themselves to go on Twitter and make this post here. And I understand why they did it because again, I am a stranger to them. So do they know that I don't have bad intentions? Do they know that I'm not trying to create a scam? Absolutely not. And they are trying to, of course, protect their community from filling out a form that they don't know anything about. But obviously, I hope you can understand with this post coming from a guild leader of Twitch, getting over 100,000 views. Unfortunately, then it does give the implication that maybe this is a scam or, maybe that I have some bad intentions. That may not have been their intention, but of course, sometimes, unfortunately for people, perception is reality. So they said the application is shared in Pastor Susie's post is not managed by Twitch staff. Again, something I never claimed. So we're not aware who this information is being shared with. It is only being shared with Twitch staff directly. And as a recommendation, and I think this is fair, of course, for your personal safety, don't fill it out. Again, she doesn't know me. No hurdles there. But just wanted to clear up this to clarify for that point. But I will say that in my original post and in my forum, it does not state anything about guilds. Out of all the ideas that I've been presenting, it's pretty clear that guilds are maybe an unlikely one. It doesn't seem like it's the direction that's going to work. And so I'm happy to explore other options. But I know a lot of people are saying right now, there's a lot of conversation about guilds. I just have not made any mention of guilds in this post. Last, why won't I just show the DMs between me and Dan Clancy? Come on, Pastor Susie. If you just want everyone to believe you, why won't you show the DMs? Here's the deal. I've been streaming on Twitch for almost 11 years, and Dan Clancy has been the first one to really give me the time of day to be even willing to have a conversation about me and my faith from a Twitch chat perspective, which I have so graciously appreciated. And here's the deal. For me to share my DMs with Dan, which I'm not going to pretend like there's been many. He's responded to me one time, and that DM was put together a list. The truth is 350,000 people have seen this post. And respectfully, those 350,000 people just have not been invited into Dan and I's personal conversations. I believe it would be an immense breach of trust for Dan to take the time out of his day to respond to my message and then for me to blast it on the internet in front of the whole world. I think that'd be a breach of trust. That's just not something I want to do. Now, if Dan wanted to come out and clear this up, not only would that be great, but I would very much appreciate it. But I understand without DMs, some of you may not believe it's true, and that is your choice in the same way that those who don't want to fill this form out, that is their choice as well. I just wanted to present some facts that I hope would be helpful to all of you. Sincerely, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I mean it when I say, I believe from the bottom of my heart, God loves you. I'm so thankful you took time to watch this video. God bless you. Have a great day.